Ronnie Joudo is a singer-songwriter from Sydney who released an EP called Damn This Town last year, and he has just released brand new music in the form of a single called I Used to Be Her Cowboy. Hello, Ronnie.
Hi, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. I've been enjoying your song and your singing in particular, but we'll get to that. I first wanted to ask, have you always loved country music?
Yes, actually, I grew up with it, listening. My brothers used to play it all the time. Back when I was a kid. So, I've always I like other genres as well. But I did have a bit of passion for country music as a youngster. Yeah.
So your brothers were older, I'm guessing, if they imposed
Yeah, they
their
are.
musical taste on you.
The next one is 8 years older than me. So.
Oh, so it sounds like you didn't have much choice there. Whatever they were playing, that's what you had to listen to.
But so they used to play it a lot, especially when they lived in Karratha in Western Australia. That's all they used to listen to. So I grew up on it.
Did you grow up in Western Australia or just they were living there?
No, my brothers went to Western Australia in about 84. So when I went and visited them after I finished my HSC, I flew over, spent a bit of time up there in Karratha, and with my brothers, and it was pretty cool.
It sounds like an interesting town from everything I've heard.
Yeah, it is. Well, it used to be in the late 80s, so I don't know about now, but it used to be a lot of the construction workers were up there working at that LNG plant. So it was all happening at that time.
So was there a particular artist or artists you remember from when you first heard country music that you thought, yeah, this is the genre for me?
Yeah, that was Randy Travers really for me. I got to, my brother again, introduced me to Randy Travers, and, he was just, his voice and the style of writing and everything that he was doing was just unbelievable. So, I really sort of picked up on that. And then the other one would have been, Toby Keith is another one. So, I like his style as well. He's a little bit different towards, that Randy Travers style. But but really and truly it was Randy Travers for me that just changed everything.
And when did you start singing? Because you have such a fantastic voice. So I'm wondering when that trajectory began.
Yeah, I really started pushing the singing was the late 1998s, 99s, where I sort of, because I used to play the drums. So, I just, wanted to sort of get more into country music and started doing the vocals at around about that time.
So using the drums is not something that turned up in your bio. So that is a new detail for me. So at what age did you start playing drums?
I was, about 12 years old. So I played it from 12 to about 19, 20 years old. So, in the 80s, late 80s and mid 90s. So I just love playing the drums and played it for a bit of an Oz rock band back in those days.
I've got to say, two of the best musicians I know are drummers first, and then they branched out into other things, including singing. And I'm wondering whether it gives you a different perspective on how to construct songs and a different understanding of music than perhaps, I suppose since you didn't start with another instrument, you don't know, but I do think drummers have a really interesting perspective on how songs work and how live performance works too.
Yeah, definitely. That's why I've always, tried to change the style of my beats as well when I'm writing the song, and it's not always that same sort of style, that the same tempo kind of thing. So the drums did have a really big influence on the way that I do my music. So yeah, definitely.
So when you gave up drums, did you then move to guitar?
Well, actually, with the guitar, I used to play a little bit along the way. For my other brother, Robert, used to, he had a guitar always laying around. So I picked up that up in the mid 90s, but I never really took it serious until, late 2000s. So.
And did that involve just a lot of jamming along to songs you loved, or did you take lessons? How did you go about it?
Yeah, no, just jamming away with the songs I loved. And obviously back in those days, we didn't have the luxury of getting onto the internet and sort of, getting some tutoring there. But just a lot of the songs that I love playing, and a bit of my brother obviously watching him play, so I learned a bit of him as well.
So were your parents musical, given that you have musical siblings as well?
Look, my late mum, yeah, she used to, she had very good vocals. She did nothing with it. All her family, though, are all, professional singers. I've got one of them that's overseas in America, and like I said, all on my mum's side, they all got the vocals, but none of them really did anything with it. My nieces, my daughter, they're all able to sing, but at the moment they're just with their studies and doing all that kind of stuff. But I guess it's in the family, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, right. So when you started to perform as a singer, did you find that you were quite influenced by those singers that you loved when you were younger? And was it therefore a bit hard to find your own identity as a singer?
Yeah, that's a good one. For many years, I was sort of labeled that my style was a little bit like Randy Travers when I used to sing, and obviously, it would have been because I listened to all his music, and I even got to see him in concert in I think it was about '89 when he came to Sydney. So it did, but also by the same token, listening to other genres as well. Other artists as well, like the Toby Keiths and I'm a fan of Jade Hurley's and obviously Lee Koenig and all those kind of people. You mix it all up, and I basically got the style that I found now. So yeah, just by putting it all together.
And you did mention earlier that you do like other genres. What other genres are they?
Oh, look, I used to love a lot of R&B, pop, and the Oz rock back in the 80s and all that kind of stuff. I was a big fan of Huey Lewis and the News. So yeah, quite a broad, amount of genres that I used to just like. And I mean, I went and saw Chris de Burgh in concert, so, Dire Straits, Lionel Richie. So, it's just, I love all genres because, I mean, it's a good thing to be able to, have a broad mind and that can influence you as well when you're writing songs, especially with the lyrics.
And the artists you've just named are also great entertainers, I think it would be fair to say. So, as you said, you were playing drums from the age of 12 and you were in some bands, and performance is a skill and a craft in and of itself.
So how did you... It is, yeah. It's I mean, we're talking about legends, I mean, these guys are, the pinnacle of their genres. But you know what? It's kind of like, what's the word for it? I guess. Look, I just, when you're able to have, or give an opportunity to listen to other types of genres, it really helps you mold who you want to be. So, it's there are so many different genres, but I like most of them. So yeah.
And when you started writing songs, I mean, it sounds like it was probably inevitable you'd write country music songs. But did you dabble with the style of songs you were writing initially?
Look, I did. I used to write a lot of, a bit of rock stuff. But I found that growing up on a farm made it a little bit more easier for me to write country. Yeah. Because I actually lived it. So I'm able to understand when I'm writing. I'm writing about true things and or things that I've heard or seen. So that's why I sort of love writing country music. So
had you been performing for a few years before you started writing songs, or were you writing songs from those early teenage years?
Yeah, no, the songwriting sort of came. Well, I did. Yeah, I was performing around about the 98s, 99s, and that's when I got found by Ace Fender, who took me under his wing. I went down to his studio. We were supposed to record in a moment, which was a song that he won in the Tiara Awards. I think it was in the late 90s. Unfortunately, he passed away, but that's how he found me. I was actually performing just at local places and private gigs and things like that. I wasn't really pushing it as in the sense of going out there and trying to get club bookings and all that kind of stuff. So, but yeah, look, when I spent that 3-4 years with Ace Fender, sadly he passed away, but he was a very good writer. He wrote songs for Jade Hurley, Slim Dusty. So he was right up there, you know, and some of the stuff that he taught me, I took that along with me, and obviously what I've learned myself, and put it all together.
So I guess that was a mentorship really with him.
Oh yeah, look, you know, Ace Fender, I think he was like 5'1", 5'2", but mate, you know, I used him like an orange. I tried to squeeze as much juice as I could out of him to get all that information, you know, and to be honest with you, I sat with Alan Caswell and wrote a song with Alan Caswell about a year ago, and I got that same kind of feeling, you know. I mean, these guys are legends of the game, and they just know so much, you know, and you can learn so much from them. So yeah, you take every minute that counts with them.
And how did you end up writing with Alan?
With Cameron Surrett, my manager, he actually organised. He actually asked me if I was, you know, if I wanted to write with Alan and Alan Caswell, and I was like, yeah, I'm in. So it was a trip up to the mountains, and yeah, we wrote a song, and hopefully I'll have that released end of this year or next year.
And I believe you've also written with Angus Gill.
Yep, another talented writer. You know, that guy, he's amazing. He can do everything. You know, so yeah, so we've written a song together as well, and you know, he's a different type of style writer, and that's what I love. You know, and he's a young gun, and you know, and I'm sure he'll be a legend in this game as he gets older, and you know, he's already making his mark at the moment. So, you know, it was a privilege to write with him as well, and we came up with a cracking song as well with him. So yeah.
So you were saying, you know, growing up on a farm, you know, there were songs that came from what you knew, basically, what you'd grown up with. But have you found as time's gone on for you as a songwriter that you tend to observe other people as well and write about things you see rather than things you experience?
Oh yes, look, you know, my last, I think, 3-4 songs that I've written have been based on other people's stories or things that I've, you know, just heard from, you know, or read. So yeah, always, you know, you're always got your eyes open and your ears, and you're always looking and listening. So, you know, you just never know.
So your latest song is "I Used to Be Her Cowboy." Now it's a bit of a heartbreaker song, so I'm wondering what the inspiration was.
It's a bit different from the last one, you know. I went from "She's the One" to "I Used to Be a Cowboy." So yeah, it is. It's a song that I just had, you know, rolling around in my head, you know, for a few days, and I just thought, you know, I was just sitting there thinking about how, you know, cowboys and wranglers and all these kind of, you know, the people that live that farm and wrangling life, and how they're always perceived to have this image of bad boys, you know, and you know, the poor buggers are always, you know, judged, you know, even though they're innocent, they're always, you know, judged to be guilty. So I just tried to take that and put that in a song, and I thought, well, why not write it put it in a perspective of a love song that, you know, it's just the, you know, he poor guy didn't do anything, but, you know, he still ends up losing her. So
yeah. Now, as I said, it is a bit of a heartbreaker. People will have to listen to it, I think, to really feel the heart tug. Now, you worked with producer Rod Motby. How long ago did you start working with him?
It was around about the 2018-19. I actually reached out to Rod Motby. It was just a text through Instagram, and I was like, hey, you know, I've got some songs, and you know, Rod Motby's, you know, he's got a great reputation as a session guitarist and a producer as well. So yeah, I reached out to him, and off I went down to his place down there at the South Coast, and our first song we did was Cruising Along, and yeah, we've been working together now for the last 3 years together.
So I guess he's another collaborator for you. Obviously, you like forming these relationships where you can create music together.
Yeah, well, as you know, most of my style of writing is that traditional type of country music. Rod brings in that modern pop kind of country with it, so we're able to mix that up, and it's working well at the moment. So yeah, we've got a great combination going.
So you have some festival appearances coming up, Country Rocks Festival, and also the Young Cherry Festival, I saw. Do you enjoy festival stages?
Look, yeah, I haven't really done one yet. So yeah, I haven't done a festival yet. So I'm really, really looking forward to Country Rocks. You know, big shout out to Mick Bond, who, you know, gave me the opportunity to get up on there and to be able to perform. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. And also I'll be down at the Cherry Festival over there at Young and playing at the Commercial Hotel. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to these things. Yeah.
So will they be band shows for you?
I think the Country Rock says, yeah, there'll be a band there. I think I'll be part of a band. And but the one down at Young, no, the one at Young, I'll be just playing a solo.
Yeah. I mean, I guess if you haven't played festivals before, it'll be interesting that just the noise for one thing, because when you first start performing, of course, getting used to crowd noise is a big thing, and festival noise will be different again.
Oh yeah, that's the great thing about performing. It's just that nervous energy, and it's all happening, and you get that crowd. It bounces back off that crowd, and yeah, just try to give them a really good time and have a great time yourself. So.
And I saw on your social media that you played at a brewery in Five Dock a few weeks ago. So do you play quite a few local shows? Can people find you in Sydney?
Yeah, so yeah, doing quite a few shows. I've got the Salisbury Hotel on the 21st of August. That's up there at Stanmore. I'll be over at the Rusty Brewery over there at Penrith as well on the 28th. So yeah, I get around a little bit on the local scenes, and also been down at Canberra to play at the Tourist Hotel and places like that. So hopefully I'll be back out in those areas as well soon.
So, and hopefully you'll post on your social media so people can find you.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, they can follow us on, on our Instagram at Ronnie Joudo Music, and Facebook, Ronnie Joudo Music as well there. And we've got our website, ronniejudomusic.com. We're always posting up stuff there all the time, and giving updates on our latest shows and where we'll be and all the music and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah.
So it sounds like, given that you have the relationship with Rod and you've been working on some songs, there may be some other music soon.
Yeah, look, always just, I'm always going to, keep trying to bring out new stuff, and, music video, hopefully on the next one, and just keep it rolling. And yeah, just I'm really looking forward to releasing my songs that I wrote with Alan Caswell and Angus Gill. Hopefully I can do that towards the end of this year, like I said, maybe next year, and yeah, just keep rolling on. That's what we're going to keep trying to do.
Yes, look, I think that's the motto at the moment, with gigs happening, but people not necessarily coming out to them. Musicians keep rolling on, which is amazing.
Yeah, look, yeah, we just gotta, we keep doing what we're doing, and we've been locked up for the last couple of years, as you know, and things are just starting to finally open up, and hopefully all the country music followers, will get out and support their artists, and just go to the local gigs, and even the local clubs, just to support their musicians, because I mean it's not a cheap thing we do, and it's a lot of money trying to record and all that kind of stuff, and yeah, it'd be great to be able to see a crowd enjoying that.
And look, at the very least, if people are worried about COVID, festivals are outdoors. So
yeah,
look at the fresh air.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they can start off by coming down to the Country Rocks. I mean, it's a 3-day festival. You got all the big guns there. The Wolf Brothers will be there, McAllister Cam, Haley Jensen, a whole bunch, and Thirsty Mercus is going to be there as well. So it's 3 days. And yeah, people have been, if they've been missing out on the shows, and yeah, jump in your van or whatever, come down and have a great time.
Well, I hope you have a great time there too, Ronnie, because I've had a great time listening to your music. So people can check out I Used to Be Her Cowboy and look out for future music. Thanks very much for your time.
Thank you for having me.